Alright, so did some grinding. Not as much as I was expecting. Because I ended up just finding a wild Zubat that was a higher level, like 4 levels higher than the one I caught. So we just swapped out the Zubats. And that was that. Went back and fought that one trainer we skipped. It was a Jigglypuff. It's gonna look a lot like this fight. Okay, we win. I'd like to end the fight not asleep. Alright. Let's get some growls in here. Let's get some supersonics in here. Wow. In Generation 1, you have a minimum of 2 turns of being asleep. Alright, we can... Let's spam some... We're not good. Not all the way. We should have done Dirt Bird first. This is why K-pop is on the team. We don't have Sing yet. And I really thought about just catching Jigglypuff instead. Because Jigglypuff has Sing like automatically. But Jigglypuff gets Harden instead of Growl. And Growl is inherently more useful. Because I'm going to switch my Pokemon out all the time. But the computer's not smart enough to do that. And the few that are programmed to switch indiscriminately. K-pop needs to get to level 13. We're going to keep K-pop on the team. We're going to use her for growling. If she happens to hit 13, great. But our main sources are going to be Saltbat and Trollface. And Blossom is getting pretty close. Pretty close. Need to get to 15 to get that poison powder, and that'll greatly speed up our fights. We're gonna go Dirt Bird here. Sand Attack is just really good, especially this early. Ooh, poisoned. Well, we kind of knew we'd have to go back to the Pokemon Center after basically every battle. String, 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 string. Poisoned again. Oh, why didn't I do bat? Dang it. I gotta get used to getting that confusion in there, because that really speeds up the fights. Just wait for that confusion to hit. I mean, it's going down faster. There was one. There was a big one. We always start with Leech Seed, And then we try to confuse. That's the goal. Alright, this is just a free win, so... Really? There we go. We're going to throw Blossom out there just long enough to get count for XP. And we're going to Supersonic. And we're just going to spend 10 turns doing Supersonic. See how much faster that's going down on the turns it hits itself? Scraping together tiny amounts of money and XP at a time. I'm not fighting Zubats. Bug is accidentally super effective against poison type instead of bad against poison type. I think the idea is supposed to be like you put out like roach traps or whatever. Poison is bad for bugs. That's how we get rid of bugs. But they got it backwards. Oops. So the programming, it's backwards. So that leech life actually does quite a bit of damage to Bulbasaur. So mostly the XP we're trying to farm out of here is the trainers, because the trainers still have things like Clefairy and Pidgey, and we can grab these items. I'd much rather grind again, not really grind, but I'd rather fight the trainers and get good XP every fight. And hopefully, by clearing the trainers, we get enough XP that we can kind of just run forward anyway. Iirix finished his run at like level 45, give or take, because he didn't actually have to be able to hit anything hard enough. He just had to be able to survive and spam healing moves. I don't think he even brought in that many potions. We're just gonna growl. Growl, growl. Yeah. Lots of growls. Switch to Blossom. Once we get Blossom and Trollface Poison Powder, everything goes so much faster. Until then, we're still relying on either Leech Seed or Confuse Ray. Well, we don't have Confuse Ray. Supersonic. Supersonic's only 55% accurate. It's not great. But it works. I mean, it's better than nothing. Just making sure we actually land that. I'm gonna send the bat out there because maybe the confusion will. We're gonna give it 5. Oh, I think we gotta. It hurt itself in there already. One more. Now I'll switch and do string shot until it goes down. So the bright side, we have enough Pokemon that I'm not really afraid of running out of moves and losing any one particular fight. But technically, we still only have 2 Pokemon capable of actually fighting. So if we ever lose Trollface and Saltbat at the same time, we just can't fight. And that is one reason that you kind of plan ahead of what your final team's going to be. I won't spoil it all, but I looked down pretty much every Generation 1 Pokemon see who got the best moves for this. So there's a couple that surprised me, and a couple that made me sad. There's a couple Pokemon that you would think are good, and they would have been good, except for one small problem. For example, Magmar learns Confuse Ray and Smokescreen. That's basically Confuse Ray and Sand Attack, like at the same time. That's great. The problem being, it's a blue exclusive. I could get it. I could do the same trick that gave us Ivysaur. I could go get Magmar. But if... I'm kind of trying to keep it to just... Like, we put Ivysaur away because I kind of want to just play with what's more or less naturally what's in the game. Because if we were just going to go ham, okay, if we were going to go ham, I could spam that trick. Well, once we get to Cerulean City, I can spam that trick. And quite easily... Ooh. I could quite easily get us a Gengar, which we can't even get because it's a trade evolution. How are we looking for another fight? Probably fine. But here's the thing. I mean, if I was to truly do the trick all the way, I could end up with like a level 100 Pokemon. Like right now, we could already have a level 100 Pokemon. And even if it had no attacks it could use, it's still a level 100 Pokemon. This Magnemite will never successfully kill it. It'll just take 17,000 years for it to get taken out. But we still have to have offense. Alright, I don't trust that this thing doesn't have Sonic Boom, which always does 20 damage, and that would wreck us. So I'm going to risk the Thunder Shock and get some Sand Attacks in here. It might be too low a level to actually know an Electric type move. It's landing a lot of tackles. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get Blossom out there. Because Blossom gets Poison Powder before Trollface does. We've only got 6 of these left. Alright, we can't fight with Blossom anymore. Let's give Saltbat some XP. Saltbat's gonna get Confuse Ray, and that's gonna make our life so much easier. It's already pretty nice that we have Supersonic. Come on. There we go. Supersonic has such a low accuracy is the problem. Oh, look at that damage. Look at that damage. Now, one of the things I was giving iirix crap for was spamming Growl at the same time you're relying on Confusion. You lower their attack stat, they're not going to hurt themselves as much. We're mostly doing the Leech Seed for these. But eventually we're going to be up against, say, Grass Trainers, and we won't have Leech Seed or Poison Powder. Because all but one grass type in the game is Grass Poison. So they're immune to Poison and Leech Seed. So, Erica, you pretty much have, ooh, you pretty much have to have confusion, because that's the only way to take them out. So I'd really, by the time we get there, like to have 2 Pokemon with Confuse Ray. Because really, redundancy is going to be important from the team building point of view. You could just put everything into 2 Pokemon, like just try to max out Venusaur and Golbat. And that would carry you the whole game. But you'd run out of moves really fast. Oh, I forgot Blossom had no moves. Go, Saltbat. We still have some Supersonic, yep. Well, that was the end of Saltbat. Fine. Any Pokemon game, you can beat it super easy by just out-leveling it. You can just grind your way past literally any problem in this game. If you're willing to grind. And grinding XP is boring. Taking out trainers? You get some money. You never really know what they're gonna have, so maybe you get surprised. They have more interesting Pokemon. That was a Magnemite. That was the first Magnemite we've seen. Magnemite and Voltorb? We don't have access to those yet. We fought you so we could get escape rope. Moo escape rope. Escape rope is one of those items you can use to manipulate things. Kind of like how in Viridian Forest we stepped on that patch of grass at the same time that we got a trainer battle. You can use the escape rope at the same time that a trainer sees you to do the same thing. It's a little harder. No. It's a little harder because you also have to use a specific setup, because the game doesn't want you using the menu that fast. So the classic one is actually in right after Nugget Bridge, because of a quirk of the programming. Whenever anything pops on the screen like this. So when she first popped on the screen, she was facing a different direction and then snapped to her default position. So if you go and have a trainer 1 row off screen, you can step, and then in the frame that they have to turn around to the proper facing to face you, then you can open up the menu because you've got a little opportunity. Specifically, you want ones that are looking up, but you're coming at them from the top. So you walk down, he's looking down, the game rotates him, and during the rotate, you open the menu and fly away. That's how the glitch works. That's how you get Mew. That's legitimately how you can get Mew. No Game Shark required. You can get Mew basically doing that thing I did to get Ivysaur. You know, you go fight a very specific wild Pokemon and either win or lose against it, not run. That's what we learned. Don't run. Win or lose against a specific Pokemon. You walk back to the bridge and just boop. There's a Mew. There's technically a way to make it legitimate too. It's a little more involved. So, Nintendo has a authenticity checker when you... Ooh. Grass poison. No leech seed. Straight to Dirtbird. Get those, oh, especially because it has absorb. Actually, it probably only has absorb because it's an oddish. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sand attacks. It's batten time. Batter up. Batter up. We gotta land. Gotta land that supersonic. Not growl. That's the only damage we can do to Oddish. I'm gonna switch off so we don't waste the supersonics. And we're going to use String Shot because speed does not affect anything. Oh, already broke free of confusion. Alright. Confused again. I need a turn passing move on Saltbat. Eventually it will be supersonic once we get Confuse Ray. Back to Blossom. String. Oh, it hurt itself twice. Confused no more. I can skip animations pretty easy by just holding down this fast forward button. And I can still read the text one at a time. Very convenient. Come on. Oddish is confused. Hurt itself in its confusion. This is why Dirtbird's on the team, because he has Sand Attack. And Flying is a useful type. It's not defensively that great. You can make the argument that Geodude would be better because Rock is an amazing type this time in the game. Because it resists normal, which is what most of the game's guys are using. Are you still confused? Not anymore. Missed. Missed. There we go. Yeah. One more. We used half of our supersonics, though. That's the problem, is just the 55% taking down our first grass type. Bellsprout. Go Dirtbird. Sand attack. 4, 5, 6. Not growl. We cannot afford for it not to go down in the minimum number of supersonics. Because we used literally half of them on the first guy. Can't afford for him to not hurt himself at least a couple times. Ooh, big damage. If he hurts himself once per confusion, we should be okay. And did he just use growth? Too bad it doesn't do anything. I guess technically it makes his Vine Whip better. Can't afford to miss that many times. Oh, come on. Come on. I can't flip tails this many, that many more times. Are you kidding me? 4 in a row? There we go. Come on, big hit. Come on, hurt yourself again. Yes! One more should do it. One more, and we've taken down our first double grass trainer. Oh, confused no more. Only have 4. Okay, it landed. Oh. 55% accuracy on supersonic. Oh, didn't even hurt itself. Come on, we need 1. We need 1. That's a miss. Alright. Come on. Just hit yourself 1 more time, please. There we go. Whew. Down, we have what, 1 supersonic left? 1 supersonic. Now, you could go around that trainer. So it's not like you would have been locked if you don't have the supersonic luck. And I could go get a second Zubat. Which leads me back to what I was saying earlier. You need to plan out your final team, kind of. You don't want to just go, oops, all poison types. Because it's really easy to do that, because every poison type in the game gets poison powder, or smog, not smog, but poison gas, or a poison. That's easy. The problem you run into is you're going to get walled by certain Pokemon. You're going to have a really hard time against psychic types, like Alakazam being a huge problem. Alakazam also has Recover. I will say it's tempting to just zip Bulbasaur all the way to 20. Another grass type. I checked his moves though, it's not. The Geodudes are worth good XP. So we're going to take out every Geodude we see. It's not worth it to fight Zubat. It's not worth it to fight Clefairy. Clefairy's worth good XP. The problem is Clefairy puts your guys to sleep. So we'd have to... we have to go back every Clefairy fight. Geodude's not that threatening. So... you get something like... so like Bellsprout and Oddish. The matching pairs for red and blue. That are basically identical copies of Venusaur. Except they don't get Leech Seed. But, they get Poison Powder, Stun, Spore. They get all sorts of goodies. Thing is, so does Butterfree. Butterfree gets all the powders, but Butterfree also gets String Shot. So you have another 40 moves you can spam while it's out. And if you actually evolve into Metapod instead of String Shot, you have Harden. It's just a lot easier. And, you know, Butterfree's so early, and a lot of those grass types take a surprisingly long time to learn any of their moves. And you really don't want to grind in this kind of a run. This is... I don't like grinding in a Nuzlocke where if your guy gets knocked out, you don't get him back. Because you know, I've lost guys to a random crit from a dude in the grass as I was trying to just level up. It happens. Opening with a crit, huh? We'll see about that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wow, we are still not doing good there. Rattata, 2 crits. Rattata. I don't want to have to turn around and heal already. Rattata is an underrated Pokemon. Is it amazing? Like, is it endgame worthy? Honestly, maybe. Not competitive, like if you're playing against, like, the other neighborhood kids. But Raticate gets a very, very strong normal attack that basically nothing in the game resists. Nothing relevant. He's just very straightforward in what he does. You're gonna have 3 Rattatas, aren't you? Let's get that Leech Seed in there. Let's go to K-Pop. 2, 3, 4, 5. Got all the growls in there. Back to Blossom. Oh yeah, we got this. String. Another critical. Another critical. So, the way critical hits work in this game is if you are faster than the opponent, you get a bonus to your critical hit rate. Come on. Okay, he tail whipped. He's out. Alright, his last one is Zubat. We're going to get that Leech Seed in there. But Trollface is unfortunately really, really bad here. I think so bad. I think we're going to let him get knocked out because it's the last Pokemon. We don't need to Leech Seed again. And we go to Dirt Bird and get that Sand attack in. As many as we can. And then we just let Blossom take as many turns as it can. And then our Salt Bat goes for Confuse Ray. We're going to go ahead and... I don't know if I want to Growl because I want to do the Confusion. We Growl. Because that's more turns of... It's more turns of Leech Seed. Sand attack. Come on, miss. Damn it. Well, we're going to do all of the sand attacks. Oh, Dirtbird is confused. I didn't catch that. That's on me. Blossom, go. We have to be careful. Really? Are we just going to be trading that 1 HP back and forth? At least when it's not doing supersonic turns? We have to switch. We have to not lose our guy. So we're just going to stay in. And as soon as we get confused, we switch. So I'm not using super speed because I need to see. Oh man, his supersonic hit through the sand attacks. Oh, that was... I don't actually know how many sand attacks are up right now, but still. And that leech life would only do 1 damage, I think. Even though we have the accidental vulnerability. See? See? If we hit ourselves, we are in big trouble. So we take this opportunity to switch to the bat. He lands it twice in a row! Fine. We just switch. We switch back. Ha! Missed that time. Just got a free extra HP for Blossom. Now we're gonna throw our Confuse Ray or Supersonic in the hat. That's okay. I'll trade misses because I still have Leech Seed. I have inevitability on my side. There we go. Thing is, especially when you can just spam it, Confusion is really, really strong because they lose their turn too. You use a turn to... When you get Confuse Ray, it's 100% accurate. So you use a turn on Confuse Ray, so if they only hit themselves once... Oof, how much is this going to heal him? Okay, only 1. Which I get right back. If they only hit themselves once, yeah, you're kind of just even on turns, and that damage is not nearly what a normal Golbat would do with, like, Wing Attack. It's the... It's not necessarily that turn. It could be a future very important turn that they hit themselves and throw the whole strategy off. Or you can confuse them and switch and hope the confusion stops the guy you switch in from getting hit. And it still gives you a turn for things like Poison and Leech Seed because confusion stacks on top of both of them. Yeah, we're turning around. So there's layers and layers to even the most innocuous 55% accurate move. But we're going back because that guy did quite a number on our team. I was not expecting those Rattatas to hit quite that hard. Without Bulbasaur, there's no Leech Seed, so we're just gonna run from everything, walk out. 2 Geodudes in a row! That would have been some good XP. Because we're not that many levels away. Let's see, 15 for Butterfree to get Poison Powder. And once we have Poison Powder, man, every new move we get, it's not so much, oh, now I can do something I couldn't. It's, oh, this is going to go so much faster every time we get something. Obviously, I haven't been playing for 33 hours. That's the Whoop Hyperspeed. I have no idea how fast it actually goes. What level does he have to be? 20? We have to get all the way to 20 before we get Poison Powder on Trollface. He's not unreasonably far. I should have saved. Oh man, you're just a kid. Well, yeah. What were you? Everyone else here is a kid. Literally everyone else. There are no non-children here. Well, there's that one. There's the one creepy guy, and you. While I was grinding, one of the last trainers was like, oh, "Did you touch me?" Which these days is like way worse than it was back then. But you know, somebody from across the room walks over to you and goes, "Did you touch me? I was over here. You're also standing in grass full of Pokemon." Wow, K-pop is just getting beat up. I guess I didn't use Sand Attack, so. Alright, can we actually survive long enough to get... I forgot this was a trainer, not a wild Geodude. Wow. Getting forced out this close to the end? Alright, just go down. Just go down. Level 12! Can't use that. Okay. This time we're going to switch right back to using Dirt Bird for its main purpose. Actually, we're gonna go growl, 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 growl. Now we're gonna lower its accuracy. 1, 2, only 3 though. We're gonna hope that dang it. Really hoping it wouldn't take a hit. I just wanted to count for the XP. K-pop should be really close to 10. Once we get Sing, I'm looking forward to Sing. I probably should have bit the bullet and just did the grinding just to get Sing. It has to get to 13, which isn't that far. It's just... we have Zubat now. So we might as well just go all the way through Mount Moon as painfully as possible. Because it's easier to grind the farther you are. You get more XP per fight. I was really expecting K-pop to level up. Alright, Leech Seed is in. We win. Wow. You did no damage and I haven't even growled. That was a critical? Wow. I saved these sand attacks for you. I hope you enjoy them. And then we're going to let the bat speed this up. Oh, I forgot to send out Blossom. It's alright, we'll switch after we... We'll switch after we land a supersonic. That'd be so sad if it like crit tackled. Oh, it's got Screech. I need to watch that. You can get into trouble by not respecting the leers and the screeches. See, something that, like right here, something you think is like, oh, whatever, he can't hurt me. Screech is 2 defense drops at once. That means he is now doing double damage because it's a 100% boost to him. So that attack that I didn't think meant anything could suddenly start doing bad damage. Back to the bat. I think this one's pretty much unlosable at this point, but... oh yeah. And just stealing his very last one. There's level 10. Okay, I do have to say, ooh, he's not wrong. We really shouldn't be here. We're what, a 10-year-old kid wandering through. We're cave diving, right? We're doing the thing that kids keep getting trapped in Venezuela and they have to get rescued after like a week. What exactly was it? They were playing in the caves, and I think a flash flood blocked them in. Like they couldn't get back out the way they came in. And they were down there a long time, and Elon Musk was gonna go and build a custom submarine or something because he thinks he's Batman. Just like, you're gonna do what? From scratch. You're gonna design the entire thing and build it in time that they don't starve to death? We have scuba gear. Just send scuba gear. Yeah, they're not trained, but all you gotta do is like the US Navy SEALs would have had them out within a day. You swim in, you suit them up, you tie a rope to them, you swim out. We have the best gear in the world. You don't even have to let go of the rope. Never in any danger. But, you know, people don't want America's help these days. I mean, it seems like one of those... I mean, not to make light of it, because I'm sure those kids were terrified. I would be. Trapped in the dark. No idea how to get out. The worst thing, right? The worst thing's not the dark. It's not the hunger or the cold. The worst thing is not knowing if anybody's coming to rescue you, because you don't have any way of contacting the outside world and telling them that you need rescue. You might be there for weeks and nobody even knows where to look for you. That's the scary part. The lack of hope. That being said, this is absolutely something you can throw into a Dungeons and Dragons game. Just verbatim. Just, there's your level 1 adventure, right? There's how you get your players engaged so that they can go in and be heroes at level 1. That's a completely reasonable Dungeons and Dragons level 1 adventure. Save the kids who are trapped in the cave. No goblins, they're not in danger of being eaten. Maybe there's like a wandering monster in there who doesn't even realize the kids are there, or maybe the kids find it and that's why they won't come out of the cave, is that they're blocked in by even like a cave bear. Bears are scary, right? Do not let the bear know you're there. It knows because it can smell you, but simple. Let the players figure it out, and if they decide that they're going to design, prototype, and build a custom submarine, let's just say the DC would be pretty high on that roll. You'd have to you'd have to work for that one, right? Hello, Team Rocket. I didn't realize I went the right way on the first try. I thought I was going the wrong way on purpose. Alright. Oh, I did go the wrong way. Okay. HP up. Ooh. Who do we give that to? Who do we give that to? I mean, the obvious answer is Trollface, because he's our starter. But maybe we give it to whoever is destined to have the toxic TM, just so that they have that tiny bit more protection. That's a toughie. Don't want to accidentally start pounding on things. Oh, come on. It's just a wild Geodude. Like, I don't want to have to go heal because of a wild Geodude. Geodude's supposed to be the easy fight. The gimme. I saw at least one crit, but still. Down you go, Geodude. Down, down, down. We are conserving the supersonics as much as possible, because you never know when you're going to just suddenly need the backup. Alright, you didn't give me as much XP as I wanted. I'm not fighting you. I will, however, I will, however, take this guy out. Because if there's anything that every child should do is take on organized crime single-handedly using your pet. We're Pokemon gangsters. Sandshrew. Haven't seen a Sandshrew. Or did we? Maybe we did. Sand. Attack. Okay. That's basically a gimme. Good Dirtbird. There really aren't there really aren't any ground type attacks. There's Dig and Earthquake. And I think that's it. I think that's it. We haven't growled it yet. Maybe we'll try to get a Supersonic in here. Of course it misses. Okay. Just throw one in there. That's a couple turns of Leech Seed that we don't have to wait on. Confused no more, of course. I really can't wait for Confused Ray. Just the increased reliability. I was looking at a couple other Pokemon that get Supersonic because it is a usable move. So like Magnemite. I was thinking about using Magnemite. Rattata. Rattata gave us a lot of trouble last time. Oh, and we miss? End to a Tail Whip? Maybe he'll Tail Whip again. Tail Whip again. Yeah. And now we just blank your last two turns. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 4. Save the rest for his last Pokemon. Bow, 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 bow. Let's get a Confusion in there. Before we start growling him away. So Magnemite gets Supersonic, Thunder Wave, and Screech. Those are 3 very... Wow, that did a lot. 3 very good moves. Wow. Hitting himself twice just wrecked that guy. So, Supersonic for the Confusion. Also has Screech, so they take double and then triple damage from their own Confusion hits. Plus Thunder Wave, so even on the turns that they might have attacked paralyzed, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Oh, another Zubat. The problem is Supersonic is only 55% accurate. I really don't want to rely on Supersonic. Like, it's a fine backup. I'm gonna leave it on Saltbat as a secondary Confuse Ray, something to spam. Something to spam while they're already confused, so I don't waste Confuse Rays. This is probably a bad idea. I would like to get those sand attacks off. There we go. Three, two, one. Now we should be good. Who else was I looking? Oh, there was also Tentacool. Tentacool had the same thing. It has supersonic, but then it has barrier and screech. Barrier is like a double harden. So you wall up and take less damage while confusing them and lowering their defense. But it's only supersonic. And I'm not sold on supersonic as the main way of damaging. If I'm going to have a Pokemon that's not really reliably going to damage the opponent, you know, I want it to be something like something big and tanky. So, like right now, he already has Leech Seed. I just need someone to get a tank. So it'd be nice if I had something like a Golem or an Onyx to just send out there. Metapod was good for this. You send it out there and it just spams Harden until the other thing dies, and then you switch, put the Leech Seed on the next one. You want tanks and you want pivots. Tanks are the ones who just kind of spam protective moves. Nice. Pivots are the ones that you can switch to so that you can then safely switch to your next guy. For example, in a lot of the Nuzlockes, you will commonly see people switch, say they're up against a fire type, and they've got their grass guy out. They may not, well, he's only level 7. They may not go straight to their water type. Maybe the water type has, you know, there's just a reason you don't want to switch straight to him. Ooh, level 10. Maybe it's one of those dual type things, or you're low on HP, or any number of other reasons that you don't want to go straight into your water type. Well, you can pivot to something else to bait out an attack. Oh, say your water type has Volt Absorb. You are a Lantern or something. Electric water. But you want that buff. You get the special attack buff if you get hit by electric. But the computer's never going to purposefully use an electric move against your grass guy. But if you switch to something that is weak to the electric... Oh, I don't even have any of those. You know, you bait it out. You switch, you take a neutral hit, and then you switch and you take the hit you want to take, so you actually get... Instead of taking a neutral hit on the guy that was important, you took a neutral hit on the guy whose job is to take neutral hits. And the important guy got a buff. Same amount of damage, but it's on a different guy. He was a tank without actually being the guy in the battle. Pokemon has a lot of hidden layers to it. I do like, you know, I like to joke that it's just rock, paper, scissors with like 20 options instead of 3. But it can get pretty deep if you're willing to put in the work. After all, if something starts getting boring, you could always switch it up. Right now, we're not using attacking moves. This is going to take probably weeks. Weeks of just sitting here playing the game. Who knows how many episodes? But it doesn't matter. Yeah, I've played this game a dozen times. I've played all of the versions of it a dozen times. Wow. Dirtbird. Dirtbird should be getting pretty close to evolving. What was that? There we go. Gotta use the right mouse. Thing is, as much as I like Dirtbird, and he has such a good name, that's literally his only trick, is dirt. He's a bird, he throws dirt. He's Dirtbird. It's literally all he can do. He does not learn anything else. Now, everybody is going to learn Double Team. This ain't Smogon. Everybody's going to be learning all the moves I can buy at the Celadon department store. If for no other reason than it lets me delete moves off of them so I don't accidentally fat finger a button and tackle somebody. Everybody who can learn Double Team is learning Double Team because it's just... it is the best way to pass a turn. If you're not healing or switching or doing something relevant... Did we go down this one? I don't think we did. No, this is literally the one we went down. If you're not using your turn for anything, Double Team just makes life better. And in a weird way, it does stack with Sand Attack. Buffing yourself is different from debuffing the enemy. So say I get all 6 Sand Attacks and all 6 Double Teams. I think Double Team is even Sharply. Double Team might be 2 stages at a time. A lot of bats here. I mean, what is the... Somebody's already done the math, right? I'm going to steal this item. Tum 1. What is in Tum 1? We could teach Mega Punch to K-pop. I touched the button to go down, and I didn't even get to rotate. I thought about rotating, and a bat appeared like, hey, 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 were you thinking about moving? Menu open. Ah. He was already in memory. You have to go far enough that the memory's... Been cool to get it, though. Wouldn't have done anything. Would have just been cool. Bum, 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 bum. We're going to Dirtbird. Dirtbird resists Leech Life, That's important right now. And we can keep Leech Life and Supersonic from hitting us. I gotta say, so depending on where you're sitting, looking at this screen, even from like across the room, that screen that I have of the emulator is probably life-size compared to the original Game Boy. It's such a small screen, and they do so much with it. Like, yeah, these are kind of the 10 generic sprites or whatever they use in this screen. Obviously, these aren't the Pokemon, but they get a lot. They get a lot of work out of the very few pixels they're using. I mean, if you zoom in, the C on like Supersonic, just look at it. It's as small as you can go and still be a dot. It's crazy that they managed to make it work at all. And look at the detail on Zubat. It looks like a bat. It definitely has its distinctive shape. People know exactly what Pokemon that is. And the ones on my side, but I get it. Not only is it hard to draw something from behind, it's hard enough. Picture the person you love the most, a child, a parent, a spouse. Go draw a picture of them, and it won't look like them unless you're a magic artist or whatever. Then draw a picture of them from behind. It's just going to be like an outline with maybe the right color hair. Drawing somebody like from behind in profile, good luck. But they make it work. I know that's Butterfree. Is it the best Butterfree I've seen? I think there was also something weird with the coding for these ones, like that's not the sprite. They had to like take an existing one and blow it up. Right, because it's closer. So they made the sprite the same size as the other sprite, but then they had to zoom in on it. And it got those little blurry lines. That's why they don't look good, is because they're blurry. Or, it's pixel art blurry because they zoomed in to try to make it bigger because it's closer to you. I'm like 90% certain that was the explanation. Like if they were to, because they didn't redraw them. They were all the same size. I think because maybe the game could only take the sprites at the one file size or something. I don't know. Somebody should... I wonder if it's possible to pull the non-zoomed in versions, or if only the zoomed in ones made it onto the cart. Okay, we both missed. We'll take that. Ekans. That's another Pokemon that was on my short list of potentials. Where are you at, Ekans? Ekans gets Leer. So, when you're doing your confusion shenanigans. 2, 3. Where you're doing confusion shenanigans, you can use Leer, and when they hurt themselves in confusion, they hurt themselves even more. Kind of the opposite of using Growl. Go figure. So then... it also learns Screech much later, so just double defense drop. Troll face going up in the world. Bum, 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 bum. Beep 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 beep. Did I know that was there? No, I'm not checking it off a checklist. I'm not making sure that I have every other in the game by the time we get to the end. I only wrote down where they were. I knew it was in Mount Moon, didn't know where. Are we... We're looking good enough to take one more fight before we have to turn back. So the other thing that made Ekans good was as Glare. And Glare is unique to Ekans, and it, off the top of my head, it might be 100% accuracy, or at least higher accuracy paralysis move. It's better than Stun Spore, but it's not as good as Thunderwave. We got multiple grunts. Grunty grunt. What to do about the grunts? There's at least two. Nothing up there. There's two of them, and then I believe there's the scientist that you get the fossil from. Gotta fight him too. It's really tempting to just push through to Cerulean, because it's been over an hour. This doesn't help. We have one escape rope. It's so far. So far. And this is... Could you imagine having to walk all the way back to Pewter to heal? Mandatory fight. So, Team Rocket. The obvious bad guys. Their plan is to go into this mountain that, as far as I can see, is open to the public. Find fossils. Did not say anything about stealing them. There's not even anybody here. Not even anybody here to steal them from. There's like one guy who happened to find some. Presumably he found them just by digging around. They're going to then revive the Pokemon. We'll come back to that. And then sell them for cash. revive the Pokemon, okay? If we ignore the absolute absurdity of thinking you can just grab a fossil and bring it back to life, and then, I mean, just calling you out, Jurassic Park. Just, here's a bone. Now I have a dinosaur. Whoa. Really? Okay. I mean, well, there is a place to do that in the game. You can go to the lab, they'll do it for free. And honestly... Oh. Ow. We didn't even hit the supersonic. We growling. There is a place to do it. And honestly, even if it was a real thing, they probably would still do it for free. Just for the research purposes. They'd be like, please bring us fossils. Please, we need more data. Please bring us fossils. We'll revive them for free. Just let us hang out with your dinosaur for a day or two. Because if everybody has a dinosaur, then nobody will want one. Alright, go down, Rattata. There's enough. There's enough of you. And a Zubat. Alright. So, okay, so they didn't even say we're going to then break in and steal the technology, because they don't need to. It's still free. Don't steal free things. Don't be the kid I saw at Costco today just standing in front of the toast samples and just... Of course there weren't any parents around. So their plan. Okay, their plan. I'm gonna go to a publicly available place, do some work that, as far as I was confused. Do some work that, as far as I can tell, it's not illegal and is perhaps actively encouraged. Go to the place that advertises that it can do this service for free, and then sell the product that you make afterwards. That's not an evil team plan, right? That's a business plan. That's just having a job, right? I'm not the only one, like, not seeing the evil team part here, right? Like, yeah, if they're stealing them from the other people who are coming here, then it's a little evil, but there's not really anybody else here. Nobody's complained. Like, oh, they stole my thing. Nobody says that here. They're just... And there's a whole bunch of them not bugging anybody. That scientist doesn't even say, oh no, they're threatening me. He just says, hey, I found two. Go away. They're both mine. Fight ye. It's like he started it. This Zubat needs to die. Just go down. Just go down. How does it... just go down. It's fine. Just go down. That's it. We're done. We're done there. Now I'm mad. Team Rocket will blacklist me. Okay. I will keep that in mind, that I am blacklisted from Team Rocket. I am not allowed to attend any of their company functions. Duly noted. I think we've got enough juice left in us to take out that one we skipped, just so we don't accidentally trigger him. And, you know, XP. As long as he doesn't have a Zubat. Even if we had poison powder, we wouldn't be able to use it on Zubat. Because we literally have 3 ways of damaging things in this game. Poison, Leech Seed, Confusion. It's the only things we got. And Zubat is immune to one of them. Oh. Of course it's a critical hit. We might be in trouble. Wow. Alright. One shot supersonic? Come on. Of course it misses. Goes for the tail whip. Get that supersonic in there. Oh, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. Because we're out, right? Yeah, we don't have any. So the only thing we can do is hope we slow him down enough that we're faster and he doesn't get any more attacks. Yeah, we're dead. That's why we save before every fight. That's why we lead with Bulbasaur. You know how long it took me to get that Viridian Forest, like, encounter at the same... Oh. We have an opportunity here. If I throw this fight, we can get another weird out of sequence Pokemon. Stay in vanilla. It's too easy if we cheat. Alright, Raticate. Let's not crit this time. Give me my Leech Seed. If I can at least get the Leech Seed off. Fine. We'll do both. You get your crit, and I'll Leech Seed. We're gonna just growl till he... Dirtbird doesn't have any sand attack. Alright, K-Pop. This is why I have you. Is to take hits. Growly growl. We're gonna get the string shots in. I don't really want to lose Salt Bat. We can afford maybe one. There we go. We landed it. Yeah! Oh, that does no damage because I put all the growls on him. Wow! He quick attacked out. Yeah! Yeah, look at that sequencing. Yeah! You know, if you don't get turn 1 crit by a Hyper Fang from Eradicate, you get a lot of XP. We absolutely would have turned around after this fight. Oh boy. Oh boy. Maybe 2 fights left, if I remember right. Because we haven't fought Super Nerd or whatever his type is. It's either Scientist or Super Nerd. And we could see one more rocket. Run. Zip, zip. Did not mean to go there. Run. There we go. Just cutting some of those corners. Bum, 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 bum. There is that Magikarp there. A low splash. Gyarados doesn't learn anything useful though. Gonna go up. Oh, the super speed. Zoop. Bat. Every time I try super speed, I just end up in a Zubat. But if I don't super speed, I also end up with a Zubat. Considering how little XP they give, and how grindy they are to take out, and that their leech life is bugged and is super against Bulbasaur instead of resisted, or at least neutral. It's not as bad down here. Come on, we're so close to being through. We're so close. So close. I'm hoping there's only two trainers, because we can kind of do 2 trainers if I don't waste all my sand attacks, which would have been, oh wow, would sand attack have made a big difference. Oh, here's the nerd. Sand attack would have made the biggest difference against that Raticate. Just one more for good measure. Okay. Hey, stop. I found them. They're both mine. Fight me. I don't even want them. Look at his eyes. Maybe on my screen it's bigger, but there's one eye here and one eye like Go. Not a Vine Whip. However will I defeat him now? Do I care about anything Grimer can do? Because I'm immune to poison gas. Oh, I guess he could pound. But not very hard. And I got 2 HP back from Leech Seed. Do I get 2 again? Oh yeah, we got this. Especially now. Ah! Get that critical hit. So many turns. I've often wondered if the moves that have missed chances, are they calculated independently? I'm not sure that they are. Whatever we took was a critical and didn't do a lot of damage. Oh, but now I got Screech. We're gonna use 2 sand attacks, just gonna kind of save some for that other fight. Just trying to spread things out a bit. Blossom's only 2 levels away from Poison Powder. We should be good to just grind him out. Coffer. How is it that nobody ever addresses that coughing is upside down? His forehead tattoo thingy in all the cartoon and every other appearance, it's like a chest. I mean, he's a ball of gas, but like it's below. It's never brought up. You know how weird it would be if you're watching like the cartoon and just a coughing floats by and it's that thing? That thing? You'd be like, what? What is that? I don't think he can actually hurt Bulbasaur. I'm getting low on growls though, so we're gonna go over here. Ooh, whatever. Oh no, we're poisoned. We're not leaving Blossom in on poison. That kind of sucks. I don't really want to use my antidote, but she's so close to Poison Powder. Alright, let's just finish this fight out. We'll each take one. No being greedy. If somebody is being greedy, kick their pet repeatedly until they share. We picked the helix fossil because it's in front of us. We out. Apparently there's another ladder somewhere where you fight that other rocket. Maybe we already fought him. Also, I thought this was where TM1 was. Once we jump into the city... Oh, TM4. Once we jump into the city, we can't come out. So anything we want, we gotta get it now. Whirlwind! I could teach it to Dirtbird, so he has 2 things he can do. Teach it to Saltbat. I mean, it's not nothing. It's a free runaway if we're locked in a wild encounter. More importantly, it's another move so I can delete a move and not accidentally click on it. Which is not super relevant right now. Hold on to it, though. If somebody ends up with like 3 solid moves and I'm afraid I'm going to accidentally click something, we'll use Whirlwind. So that grass there, I was going to go for that Ekans. We have officially made it. We made it. We did. We've made it all the way to Cerulean City. Where's the Pokemon? As I just tour the city with my poisoned Pokemon, because we troll ourselves as much as we troll everybody else. Alright. That'll do it for now. Next time we're going to clear up Nugget Bridge and all of that, hopefully. Hopefully get Poison Powder and then take on Misty. Now that we're through that mountain, it's a pretty easy, not easy, but there's a lot more we can start accessing. We get a little bit more stuff to do now. But until then,